I know right now is a really difficult time in the world. And I think on the surface, everyone appears more divided than ever. It seems like things have never been so bad. And I wanted to do a quick video to say it's not that way. That despite what you read in the media, in the news, on TV, social media, Facebook, we are much more united than we are divided. And we just have to remember who we are. We just have to remember the love we have for each other as human beings. And I'm going to tell a story real quickly from me that demonstrates that better than anything. And it demonstrates forgiveness and grace. And that is the story of a close friend of mine whose father had his own small business for 30 years, a small insurance agency. And he had one employee, and it was an older woman who was kind of like his mother. And she had no family. Her kids had abandoned her when she got divorced and stayed with the father, and they basically left her alone for her entire adult life. All she had was my friend's father. And she was the secretary. She kind of ran the office for him, and he trusted her completely and treated her, and she would go to his family Christmases and New Year's and birthday parties. She was like a member of their family. They loved this woman. She loved them. One day, my friend's father, after many years, went to buy a new car with his wife. And when they got there, they were turned down by every car dealership, and they couldn't understand why. They had always had perfect credit their whole life. They were very conscientious and very smart and wise with their money, and they didn't waste their money or spend on extravagant things. Well, when they pulled their credit, they found out that there was almost $100,000 in unpaid credit card debt that had gone into collections and was just destroying their credit. And they looked, and they're like looking at everything, and this was nothing of theirs. They had not done any of this. And upon further review, what they found out was, unfortunately, that woman who was like a mother to my friend's father, who had been working with him for 20 years, his only family, she had been, since she had access to his mail, she had been running up credit card bills in his name for years. And because she got the mail at his office and got the credit card offers that would come to his business, she was opening up credit cards and then changing the address to her home address, so he was never aware of any of this until it was too late. And this was late in his life. And this was something that basically they would probably never recover from. And I remember at the time, everyone consulting with the family, and they were so angry. They couldn't believe this betrayal of this woman who had been part of their family, who worked for their father's business, and they wanted to prosecute. They tried to convince the father to go to the police and have her arrested and have her prosecuted. And my friend's father, not only did he not do that, and not only did he forgive her, he worked out a deal to have all of the debts paid off so that the credit card companies were made whole. And he didn't fire her. He allowed her to continue working into the last stages of her life before she eventually passed away. And it was never discussed again. He showed not only forgiveness, but grace. Do you know who the man in that story was? This is a true story. That man was my father. That was my father, and that family was my family that happened to. It impacted my family so severely, but what impacted me more than that betrayal or that financial loss was the grace that my father showed to this woman who didn't deserve it, but he gave it to her. He gave her forgiveness. He gave her grace. And that has impacted my life more than almost anything. And what it shows is we are more united than we are divided right now during these extremely difficult times in world history. Our grandparents have been through depression, through Vietnam, World War II. A lot of that was before us. We've never gone through these difficult times. So we've been through this before. We'll get through these difficult times. Remember, we're all one. This is all about humanity. It's all about love. It's all about one-on-one with that person, that connection, forgiveness, grace even when people don't deserve it, because we're all human and we all deserve it. I just wanted to share that with you because it's something that's impacted my life, and I think we all could use positive stories about others right now. Peace and love.